Good morning. How are you? How you feeling deep down inside? Are you calm? Are you composed? What's got you down in deep inside right now? What's eating at you? What's biting at you? What do you gotta do? What do you gotta prove? What do you gotta show? I feel it too. It's part of our human existence, our 3D-ness, our density. So the title of this live is, do you ever get lost in doing? And I find it happens all the time. This morning, just sitting here, going about my morning, have some breakfast, do some things, and these little bouts of, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do right now? Do I gotta get a job? Do I gotta go and do this piece of paperwork? Do I gotta fix this? Do I gotta go get some groceries? Do I gotta get all this stuff? And those doings just start to make me uncomfortable and anxious. And it's a part of me, and it's okay. I've lived a lot of years in doing. What do I gotta do to make the kids happy? What do I gotta do to pay the bills? What do I gotta do to be happy? What do I gotta do to have a relationship? What do I gotta do to... What a fucking waste of time. A story that has been programmed into me since the beginning. Do this, do that, get a good job, go to school, get a good wife, have some kids, have a house, have a business, be successful. And along the way, we're asked to forget about what's in our heart, who we really are underneath, and we end up doing these things for so many reasons, like to please our parents, to be successful, to look good to our kids, look good to the world, to prove that I'm special or I'm good or I'm professional or whatever. And I lost myself along the way. And it makes me kind of anxious, like I've been lazy or emotions coming up, but I have somehow unserved myself, and I only did what I was told. I only did what I was expected to do. And how did it go so wrong? Where did I die along the way? Where did I give up my soul to do these things that end up being hollow and they fall apart in your hands? And then you're sitting there like feeling like a failure that you chose yourself, and you chose some peace and quiet, and you chose yourself for a while, and then the pummeling comes of people. It started with my divorce. It scared the shit out of all your friends and family and all this kind of stuff when you start choosing yourself and you start not walking the line, and they're terrified of you, so they say all these bad things, or they hurt you, or they're anything to make you stop or go away, or shame you for choosing yourself, because they're too scared to do it for themselves. I've actually had men sit down with me after I had to walk away from things and congratulate me because they were too scared to make a choice for themselves. And then a year or two later, they went on and they actually did make their choice. They just needed a light of an example of someone to go forward. And then you go into owning a business or having a job. And I had a really good job. I was an engineer. I worked for Nortel Networks for a lot of years, design manager, making a good salary, and over and over and over again, that wondrous, beautiful job just meant paying more taxes and in a corporate, like prostituting myself, doing things to please others or make other people look good, rather than doing things for the right reasons. And I slowly died over time, and the games and the infighting and the bullshit of people and the gossip, and it just killed me over time. So that was my doing, trying to satisfy, and I got to be successful, and I got what most people would think was wealthy, and all it was higher taxes. I ended up paying. You eventually get to the point where you start to realize that you almost make the same money no matter how much more you earn, and you were giving up all your time and away from your family and your kids, and it killed me, and it still hurts me. I can feel it inside my soul, where I gave my time to make money and the system was rigged against me. So I eventually, thank God, the company went bankrupt out from under me. But I'll tell you right now, I spent a year in withdrawal from the entity that was that corporation. It was sucking me dry. It was giving up all my life and my time, and I'd work a 12-hour day, and then I'd spend 4 or 5 more hours in meetings with China and India and all these countries we were outsourcing to, and I had no life. And thankfully that ended before I made my choices of my marriage ending. But I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about all that stuff. And it almost killed me. I can tell you that much. It was sucking me dry. And now I'm looking back, and it's like, I'll never go back into that again. I won't give up my soul for a company to make a bunch of money. And now I'm doing this deep inner journey in myself, and keep finding myself pulled back to those worldly requirements. Oh, can you imagine my job title and what it would look on my business cards and all this kind of shit? I tore all my business cards up at one point because I just couldn't stand what they represented. The titles and all that kind of shit were a pile of shit for me to give up my soul to make a company successful, to make some products. And I'm proud of what I did. But I'm sitting here looking at all the time I lost with my kids and my family. And I watched my dad go through it too, and I know what the result was in me, to have my dad working 14 hours a day and come home and so exhausted and couldn't play. And our weekends, he had this first version of cell phone, and we could be contacted anywhere, and Dad would have to leave for the rest of the weekend. All for money. All affecting the innocent souls of our children and programming them with all this stuff too. And I found this place now where, as I've stepped away from all that and all the commitments and things that pull me away from family time, and I love and cherish my family time, going to my kids' stuff, but they're getting old now. My middle's in grade 12 and my youngest is going into grade 10 this year. But we found ways to where I'm not exhausted. We send quality time. We watch a movie. We have a barbecue together. It's maybe 3 or 4 hours a week because they're at school and they're busy the rest of the time. So we get some time on weekends, and that time is so deeply special. But it's not about doing, like, what are we going to do together? Are we going to go to the movie? Are we going to go to the park? Are we going to... No, it's like, shit, let's just spend some time with each other and dedicate it to each other. And I kind of mourn and grieve the time lost in those innocent years of my children, trying to chase a job and prove myself, and literally wanting to regress backwards and be more childlike and be more fun and be more playful. And those aren't doing things, those are being things. And I know you guys are probably feeling it in a lot of ways too. What are we doing each day? What do we do to prove ourselves, to make sure there's food on the table? What do we do to make sure we have a house over our head? And we kind of lost track of the flow, the infinite love that's underneath everything, that just creates a space where we can just truly be, and we can be our artistic, our loving, our dancing, our playful, our innocent selves again. And that's what I long for the most. And each time I wake up in the morning and my brain does its little dance trying, and we all got it. We got that monkey mind. Like, oh, I gotta go and get some groceries, and I gotta get this, and what about that? I gotta prepare for this weekend, I gotta blah, 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 blah. And then the next thing you know, I'm fucking anxious in my body and all tight, and I just go back to loving thoughts and loving memories and take a breath, and there's nothing I have to do in this exact moment. Yeah, maybe there's some tasks that aren't too fun that need to be done a little later today or whatever, but the minute I wind it up into some complicated, got to do this at 2 o'clock and this at 3 o'clock and that at 4 o'clock and whatever, I just go back to that corporate life, that chasing. So now I just choose to let things organically arise. Yes, I'm going to head that direction today. If I make it there, great. If I don't, put it on the list for tomorrow. Put it on the future. Don't even make a list. Nothing's going to fall apart, but sometimes I'm just trying to get all the stuff I need to make the world perfect and prepare myself and keep doing the work and keep doing the whatever, and I fucking give up because it's never ending. But it's okay. It's still going to show up whether I choose it or not, or I chase it or whatever, but if I let it come on its own time, this beautiful grace comes. And this relaxation and just allowing what was meant to show up. Not trying to create a script or create, oh, here's my solution out of this, or here's how I'm going to fix the world or whatever, and just thank you for being. And I love this guy, and I love who I am, and I have all these insights and this awareness inside, and I don't know where it leads anymore, but I know the times that I tried to follow that path and it didn't work out, kind of killed me. So I'm going to leave the path wide open for a while, and maybe you should too. And thank you, Kathy, for your beautiful comments, and Lisa. So sitting with that today. Nothing has to be anything, and holding on to what you want and it's not coming is just struggle. So I open to possibilities and I surrender. Beautiful words there, Kathy. Surrender into it. See what's possible. See who the real you is. Stop the doing, stop the playing, stop the proving, stop the blah, blah, blah. Just surrender to what exactly is right now. Because if you don't judge it, it could be the best you've ever had. I get minutes of calm and bliss in my body now, and as long as I'm just in the moment and I'm quiet, and it's not like, oh fuck, I gotta get to the shower now and I gotta do this and I gotta feed myself and I gotta blah, 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 tilt. So maybe this has happened for you. Oh, my son's calling. I best go visit. I love you all. I was completing anyways, so perfect time. Talk to you soon. Bye.